the school methodology of teaching. So you kind of get it. You remember when we were all in school, we went to math class for an hour, science for an hour, history. But I found in tennis, when you watch coaches around the world, they just do one subject all day. They just groove ground strokes back and forth, and it's almost like playing catch. And I'm watching it, and I'm going, man, tennis is a game of keep away. It's not a game of catch. Why are we just doing one subject? You know, we're out there as coaches or as parents wanting lessons, and they just want fundamental stroke production all day. Well, there's a lot more to building a champion than simple fundamentals. There's, you know, the primary strokes, of course, but there's secondary strokes. There's the whole off-court side, as you know. There's developing all the patterns. And I do a workshop for high-performance kids around the world, and it's developing their top 7 patterns of play. So we get into that whole mental side. Even I found often in talking at these workshops, a lot of kids play one set and go home. So we talk about the idea of the parents and the players are developing one-set wonders. And as we go into it a little bit deeper, we talk about, well, your son's going into a 64-player draw. They're going to play 6 rounds, singles and doubles, about 27 sets for the next 5 days. And when was the last time your little Joey played 27 sets in 5 days? And every parent goes, never. And all the kids go, never. But for me, it was like, man, we've got to do some pretty serious changes. And anyways, this is like 2002. And once we changed that, the kids really started to do well. And we're like cranking up national titles left and right. And I did something that was interesting. If there's any coaches out there listening, I did an actual case study. I took 6 kids, and I had them trade the old school method of mini tennis, rally to each other, go back, rally base on to each other, let a player come to the net, hit right to the person, lob short, right to the net person. And what they're doing all day is they're motor programming the exact shot you don't want to hit in competition. So, in other words, like lob short to the net person, right? And now you're in a first set tiebreaker. The opponent comes to the net, and what kind of lob do you see your kid hit? Short, right to them, and they're going, oh no, and I'm thinking, well, of course, because that's what you do 10 hours a week is you hit right to somebody, and that's the motor program you're developing. So we tried to make some changes, and with the whole case study, we had a group of deliberate, customized training kids, only running their top 7 patterns, not allowed to play catch, only keep away. The other group's playing catch all day, like we see at every academy almost around the world. And 6 weeks later, the deliberate, customized group absolutely killed the other group that was still doing old school training. So for me, it's fun to help the coaches, but also kind of help educate parents that, you know, if they want champions, they're going to have to develop, a new system of training a little bit. So anyway, I hope that answered the question.
Yeah, you totally. And that's interesting where you boil it down basically. Knows how to play catch, and everybody knows the game of keep away. And something as simple as that explanation seemed like to go a long way. So that I had never heard to it that. I think you nailed it spot on. Obviously, as you shared, Frank, the results talk for themselves. You shared something early on in your answer and that you used the term parent blunders. Maybe you can elaborate some of the biggest parent blunders that are out there and how parents can avoid them.
Well, I think one of the ideas of tennis parent blunders, and we're going to cover the top 20 when we do the workshops there in your section. I think the Tennis Parent Bible covers the top 50 in that book. But some of the more, I guess, interesting blunders is this idea of training the child based on their own personal brain type and body type instead of training the child the way the coach used to play. So that's always really interesting for me. And one of the things I've discovered over the years is that I can ask a child 15 questions before we even hit one ball, and I probably know more about that student than their coach, the student's grandparents, the student's parents, the student's dog, just by kind of answering, having them answer some important questions. So, I mean, if you like, I can go through that, and I think the parents might find it interesting that are listening.
Very good. Frank, thank you for that. And right now we're going to go to a break right now, and we'll pick up on more with Frank Giampaolo and some of the workshops that are going to be coming up here in the Southwestern United States right after the break.
The Adidas Barricade 6 provides superior cushioning, support, and stability. Maximum durability is backed by a 6-month guarantee. The choice of ATP professional Andy Murray, the Barricade 6 is the perfect shoe for the competitive player who needs to play at the highest level. The Adidas Barricade 6, the ultimate hard court shoe. Available at tenniswarehouse.com, the ultimate equipment website.
Little Caesars, home of the $5 hot and ready pepperoni pizza, now has a deep, deep dish pizza with 8 crispy caramelized corner slices and even more cheese and pepperoni. So head on down and grab a large for just $8 and tell them Alan Varner sent you. They won't know who that is, but as a voice actor, I'm always trying to get my name out there. Check me out at alandoesvoices.com. That's ALAN doesvoices.com. But first, get the new deep, deep dish pizza. It's hot and ready every day from 4 to 8 p.m. for just $8, only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
At participating locations plus tax.
To celebrate the not normal Mini Cooper, we hired an expert to tell you about Mini telepathically.
Greetings. Relax and listen to my mind. The Mini Cooper hardtop comes with 37 mpg and go-kart handling.
Wait, that's not telepathy.
Listen again. The bigger 4-door Mini Countryman has seating for 5.
Okay, you're just whispering.
You're still paying me for this.
Come see the 37 mpg Mini Cooper hardtop and the bigger Mini Countryman today. Visit miniusa.com/info for MPG details.
Awaken the tennis player you dream of being. Tennis 365 presents the official Tennis 365 app for educational purpose, tennis entertainment, news, and tournaments, based on the knowledge of international tennis coaches in USA and Europe. Whether you just picked up a racket or are getting ready to make a move to the pros, Tennis 365 has a tip for you. Tennis 365 provides one new educational tip every day for a year. Save your top 10 and recall them before a match or use them to help during training. Keep track of your favorite players year-round with instant access to every tournament throughout the year. Download your app today.
Hi, this is Johan Crick, and you're listening to the ProTenn Radio Network.
Denise Basic is a real Geico customer, not a paid celebrity. So to help tell her story, we hired a celebrity.
It was Thanksgiving night when I accidentally hit a deer.
Whoa, look out, look out!
I called Geico expecting to get a recording, but someone was there to help me.
Help me! Somebody help me!
Geico got my claim in the works right away, and I was actually able to enjoy my Thanksgiving.
Mashed potatoes, gravy, and cranberry sauce.
Geico. Real service, real savings.
Get the most out of your game with the best selection of Nike gear from TennisExpress.com. Play to win in the Roger Federer Premier RF Polo and Twill Short with matching Zoom Vapor 9 Tour shoes. Check out the Maria Sharapova Premier Maria Tank and Skirt and high-performance Nike Zoom Vapor 9 Tour shoes. Sizzle on every surge like Victoria Azarenka in the dry-fit woven tank and the woven pleated skirt with Zoom Vapor 9 Tour shoes. Shop all new Nike gear for fall at TennisExpress.com.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner, presented by ProTenn Global Sports. Pete Zebron, along with our special guest, Frank Giampaolo. And again, we'd like to remind people that you can call their show at 347-637-1197. And here's what Vic Braden of the Vic Braden Tennis College had to say about Frank Giampaolo. Frank is a skilled lecturer and a top teacher. Now as an author, Frank has written one of the most important developmental books I've seen in my 60 years of teaching. This should be required reading for every inspired parent, player, or coach. And Frank, you have something out there called the tennis parents job application. I was wondering if you can elaborate a little bit about that, please.
Yeah, right on. There's we just kind of had a little fun, a little tongue in cheek. A lot of tennis parents, they don't even know what their job really is. So we had some fun. We put like a monster.com type of jobs available post online, and actually Tennis Magazine ran this a couple months ago. But if there's any tennis parents out there of elite juniors, here's your job description. Positive team player needed for a 168-hour per week position. They must possess a universal desire to be screamed at, talked down to, and be willing to be hated 5 to 6 days a week. The applicant must have an uncanny sense of Buddha-like calmness, must be willing to work early mornings, late evenings, and most weekends. Candidate must be willing to forget about their own personal interests, workout routines, sports, and hobbies. Candidate must not expect to go on vacation due to the year-round tournament obligations. And applicants should plan on missing traditional family holidays due to Thanksgiving Nationals, Winter Super Nationals, Spring Break, Easter Bowls, Labor Day, Memorial Day events. So anyway, we have some fun with that. We talk about that throughout the whole tennis parent workshops. And we actually kind of give each parent a customized, detailed organizational plan for their kids and for their coaches. And one of the funny parts about the job post is when we talk about wages and expenses. So there is no pay for this position, and all work-related travel and travel-related expenses will not be reimbursed. So as you can see, being a tennis parent, it's not for the weak at heart. It's a pretty dirty job, but it's a super important job. And the fun thing with this whole idea about being a tennis parent and trying to raise a champion